All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Charlee Please, where it's faith first, shade second, a little bit of common sense in between, and a whole lot of commotion. Okay, life be life and be life. But I want to thank y'all for showing up week after week after week to support the kid. It means so much to me. I do want to say, if you're on YouTube, make sure you are commenting, you are liking, you are subscribing to the YouTube channel. We are growing slowly but surely, and I do really appreciate that. And plus, YouTube get to give you the visual. You see how I'm upgrading bit by bit, piece by piece, okay? I'm trying to make it a thing over here, and I love it so much. If you one of my day ones, I know y'all love to hear my voice on the way to work, in the gym, whatever. You can find me on all podcast platforms. Y'all know I'm on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, Amazon, Audible, and Overcast. So I'm trying to be everywhere, even on the billboard, baby. You hear me? But I just thank y'all for rocking with me thus far. It means so much to know that y'all show up week after week after week and listen to me and all my shenanigans, okay? I want to shout out the guests I've had on the show thus far. Baby, when I say y'all be for these guest appearances, and I like the fact that I don't announce nobody, I just say, boom, they gonna be here, and y'all show up. So as y'all know, my first official guest was Talia Cadet. Huge influencer. Can't even put her in a book category because Talia is just that girl. Then I had G and Jordan on the show. Fairly new to the book space, but they are killing it in their own right. And then I just had Danielle Allen on the show. Did you hear what I said? I just had Danielle Allen on the show. The Danielle Allen. Broken Clocks Danielle Allen. I'm talking about Curvy Girl Summer. We talking about Plus Size Player. We talking about now the author of Big Girl Blitz, the Curve series. Yes, she came on the show. And I will say this, every guest that I've had on this show are people that I really, really wanted to talk to. Y'all know I don't do stuff for looks. I don't do stuff for moments. I don't do whatever. These are people that I genuinely enjoy and that I want to talk to. So I just thank them so much for even giving me their yes. No questions asked. It's like, yes, we want to be there. What time we need to show up? So thank y'all so much for that. I'm looking forward to the future guest that's going to be on Charlee Please. Now, y'all know I still got to hit y'all with some solo episodes. We ain't guest heavy over here, okay? So don't even get spoiled. I do want to talk to some people, but week after week ain't going to be me talking to somebody else. Y'all got to come see me because that's where y'all started it. Even when I was over on that Substack, I was by myself talking and y'all showed up. So let's not act crazy, okay? All right. Act like y'all got some sense. But I just thank y'all again for showing up. So I do want to say this too. Now, I do appreciate the fact that y'all show up and y'all screenshot that y'all watching me or that y'all listening to it and y'all tag me on Threads or either on, Instagram or whatever, right? Baby, I need y'all to start coming in the comments on the platform that you watching and listening on. I'm trying to get in the algorithm, okay? Help the kid out just a little bit, because it makes a difference, okay? Just a few little housekeeping rules, nothing too crazy. Okay, y'all. What I want to talk about today. Before we get into today's episode, I just want to say, life has been lifing. I made a promise on Threads that I would tell y'all about something that happened to me last week. Last week, I got scammed out of 235 American USD dollars. Y'all, I would like to think that I'm a fairly smart person. I'm a very intelligent person. That I'm a person that, dot my I's, cross my T's. I'm looking at my list twice. I'm a person that always just, I'm always on top of things. If I do say so myself, right? So, here's how I got scammed. Just gonna tell y'all what happened, okay? Let me preface this by saying this is why I cannot do two things at one time, okay? So I'm on the phone with Reese. You may know her as Miss Risa Lisa in this book space. She's getting ready to go to a concert. You know how you just talk to somebody so you get going or whatever. I'm laying in the bed. I'm scrolling. We on FaceTime. I'm telling, oh, girl, your outfit look cute. We doing all of that, right? I get an email from my university. And it's a school email on a Saturday. Usually it's just like an update in the school or they got a new project going on or, they trying to get you to register for classes, whatever. I get this email from the school and this email just goes on to say, hey, Professor So-and-so is no longer with us. He basically went on to glory. He was such an intricate part to the staff in the university, yada, yada, yada. Don't know this man, don't care, because this university, I don't know everybody over there. I don't know the professors in my damn program, right? So I'm reading through the email, okay, cool. And it says his wife wants to donate items that he left behind to students that could benefit from them. If you're interested, please respond to this email, or you can give her a call or text at this number. So I'm like, okay, let me see what's on there. I'm talking, baby, they got a DJI on there. They got iPads. They got Apple Visions. They got things. They got a Sony camera, electric guitars. And I'm like, okay, so I'm wheels turning because my good girlfriend Nisha just said she want a DJI camera because she want to level up her vlogging. I was gonna surprise Nisha with that. Keep the iPad for myself and get the camera for the for our podcast, because we going back to in person real soon. For Refined and Ratchet. If y'all don't know, I have a podcast with my best friend by the name of Refined and Ratchet. Make sure y'all go to that side of YouTube and follow that as well. So, okay, I'm on the phone with Reese. I'm like, oh shit, let me see what's he. So I didn't call the number because I'm on the phone. I'm too busy trying to run my mouth, and I want to get the phone with Reese ass because she, we having a good conversation. So I text them. I say, hey, I'm a student at the university. I heard you giving away these items. We just have to pay for shipping. What's going on? I should have known something because it said, oh, thank you so much for your kind words. My husband was a good man. And I'm so busy trying to focus on what I want. I'm like, girl, yeah, whatever. Fuck your husband. He dead. What about these items, though? But I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So what's the process to get them shipped to me? Y'all, I fucked up because they going through the motions and say, oh, if you want this item, it'll be this much for shipping, that much for shipping, da-da-da. Now, had I not been distracted, I would have calculated shipping from where they were to where I was. It would have known then it was some bullshit. But it's like, hey, this came from a university email. They got items. Let me whatever, right? I said, how do you accept form of payment? Zelle. Okay. Y'all, for them 3 items, I Zelle this person $235. I then say, when would I receive the tracking number? Oh, it'll come to 2 or 3 days, and it was then I knew I had got. It was then I knew that I had fucked up. I said, no, that ain't usually how that go. So I'm sticking around for the plot because I want to see how far this person gonna take this now. Because it's like, let me just call the bank. Let me just try to see if I can get my money back because I basically fucked up. This is fraud in the biggest capacity ever, right? I just sent the money, it's gone. Then they asked me for the confirmation of the receipt. Like a dummy, screenshot it, sent it to her. Because like, girl, I didn't pay for this shit where my shit at, right? I will say whoever is behind this scheme set up by Todd, they are very diligent. Usually when people get your money and scam you stop hearing from them. They go cold turkey or whatever. On top of this person has some type of Apple device to where their bubble is blue. And it's not like an Android. So they have gotten very tech savvy, whatever they got going on over there. They had a real email the whole night for me to Zelle them the money. So I tell Reese, let me get off the phone with you. I'm going to call you back. Enjoy the concert. Happy birthday, whatever. I call my bank, Navy Federal, and I say, I have been a victim of fraud. I have sent somebody some money who's promised to deliver me some goods, and I'm not going to get those goods. What can I do? In a nutshell, Navy Federal basically tell me, yeah, when you send money Zelle, that's like basically handing them over money, and there's nothing we can do about that. Let me just say this. I thank God for Jesus that I didn't need that $235 for nothing else, but I'm pissed because I could have used it for something else. That could have been my light bill and my cable, right? I'm not a balling ass girl, but I do all right for myself. And so I'm like, what the fuck, Charlie? You smarter than this. How did you got? The signs was right there. But again, I'm doing too many things at one time. I'm scrolling the internet. I'm on the phone running my mouth. I'm laying down in the bed. I'm got something going on the TV. I'm just not here. I'm not coherent. I'm not doing the things. Long story less long. This person to this day is still texting me. And I'm just going through the motions like, am I going to get my items? Da-da-da. Don't y'all know these MFers told me, oh, well, you pay for shipping. Now you need to pay for the insurance fee to make sure that they get them at the docks because we don't want them to think it's fraud. And that's going to be another $175. Child. So I'm just playing the game because at this point I realized in order to get my money back from the bank, I'm gonna have to file a police report, and I haven't done it yet. And I even got scared. I'm like, if those items do magically arrive to my house, I'm gonna turn them into the police because I don't think those items are not stolen goods. I gave them my address like a dummy. Y'all don't go off on me too bad in the comments. Don't go off too bad, okay? I had to close down my whole Zelle account. Had to get a new bank account, get a new card because I don't know what these people are up to. So that's how Charlee got scammed out of $235. I really wish that I would have had more sense than that, but I didn't. And I just, yeah. Oh, the other thing too is I tried to go back to that email that they sent to the university. Baby, the email is completely gone. It's wiped like it never happened. I'm going to say this to all y'all that be hacking. Y'all are using y'all skill sets on the wrong goddamn thing. Y'all could be using it to delete debt. Y'all could be using it to give people more money for school, to log into banking systems, give people some SNAP benefits. Y'all can help release the goddamn Epstein files. Y'all can do a lot of that doggone things other than simply scamming people out of their damn money. Hell. But yeah, I got scammed. I wasn't smart. And yeah. So now that y'all that want to know, that's what happened. I did not use my best judgment. And I have to eat that. Hopefully the police report will convince the bank to give me back my money. I did call and ask them about that. They said, we're doing it. It can take anywhere from 10 to 90 days. But baby, I will wait around for my money. I need my money on time. Okay. Yeah. So there's that. On a lighter note, speaking of the school and the university, I am about to graduate. Yes, ma'am. I'm about to graduate. Yes, sir. I'm about to graduate. I have 3 more classes left. I have 2 this summer. I have 1 in the fall, which is the capstone. And baby, I will have my master's in public administration. That within itself is just surreal to me. I'm not going to get too much into it today, but I will let y'all know at one point, Charlee was a college dropout. I dropped out of college. Some things went on with my first University of Memphis. Left a sour taste in my mouth. It took me 10 years to get back in school, 10 plus years to get back in school. And when I did, I got 2 degrees within the matter of 2 years. Like I went to 2 fast track programs. I got 2 certifications, and now I'm about to get this master's. And I want this to be a testament to anybody. Baby, don't never give up on nothing that you really, really want. Delayed does not mean denied. And sometimes your path does not look like everybody else's path. Because had you told me when I decided not to re-enroll in school all them years ago that I would be right here about to get my master's degree, I probably would have laughed at you because I just felt like life was so unfair and unkind to me at that point. School was the last thing on my mind. Even with doing it, I will say I do thank God for still keeping me, because although I did not have a degree, I was still able to get jobs that match people in salary that were degreed because I had the experience. And me not having my degree and gaining experience actually worked on my behalf, because when I did finally start to secure my degrees and they start offering them salaries, you can't offer me what you're going to offer somebody fresh out of school, baby, with no experience. I've been working in this industry 10 plus years. I just needed my paper and now I got it. You got to pay me now. You can't tell me nothing. I'm not the fresh-faced freshman that's 22, 23, 24 years old with only a 4.0 GPA and no experience. No, I got the 4.0. I got the years of experience. I've held leadership positions as well. Now I got my degrees and my certifications. Hand me my bag. So it worked out. I am so excited. I'm still trying to decide if I am going to go to my graduation, because let me be honest, baby, I don't want to sit that long. Don't even want to sit that long. So we'll see. That's still up in the air. The other thing I want to talk about today before we get to this topic is, baby, again, like I said, last week I interviewed Danielle Allen. Amazing interview, by the way. Amazing. Danielle Allen is such a joy. She's so real. I like how she got her life coach bag on my show. We talked about more than books. We talked about life, and I am always down for a good conversation. But let me tell you something, baby. That interview almost didn't get aired. It almost didn't get produced. When I tell you that sound hold me, I went back to play it. And when I tell you, I didn't have to do no editing. I barely edit my videos anyway, but sometimes you have to cut out little stuff that might give you a little pause, little wonkiness, whatever. Y'all, Danielle Allen's sound was so loud compared to my sound. It sounded like I was whispering during an interview. Full on panic mode. I was about to lose my shit. I was about to start crying because I was like, I know I'm not getting hold like this. I know that I did not just sit here with this lady for an hour, have one of the best interviews I've done. And that was my first solo interview with an author on any platform. And this is what happens to me. So the first thing I do, of course, I call Nisha. Nisha like, I don't know what to do in that situation. And then it comes to me, I said, oh shit, I got friends that do narration. They have to mess with their sound all the time. So I end up calling my girl LaShawn, aka Gigi Reeves. Y'all know in the book space. She's, the narrator of all narrators, at least in my eyes. That's my girl. So I call her and she's like, well, let me walk you through it. I said, let me call you on Zoom. Get the email. She get on Zoom, y'all. Her sound not coming through. So we keep trying to get her on the Zoom. And it's like, at this point in time, it's about to be 9:00 my time. And I just said, nah, I can't depend on it. I said, I figured it out. Get frustrated. So I get in, I take the video, I throw it in CapCut, and I was like, I'm gonna have to figure this out. And I figured it out. Yeah, when I tell you, from 9:00 up to 3:30 that morning, I was adjusting the sound. I have a new respect for people that do audio engineering, sound tech, whatever. Baby, it ain't for the faintest of heart. That 1 hour video took me hours to get the sound right, okay? And I had to make myself go to sleep at 3:30 that morning. I said, Charlie, you need to go to bed. It is late. You are no more good to yourself. And you know how you get when you get sleepy. Cool. Child, went to bed, got back up at like 5:45, still fixed maybe the last 15, 20 minutes of sound, got it all uploaded and out the door by 8:30. The episode was already a day late because y'all know I drop episodes on Tuesday, but Danielle could not do a Tuesday night for recording, a Monday night for recording, so we had to do Tuesday night to be released on Wednesday. And I wanted to be the episode that started before her press tour. So, cool. Child. When I tell you that shit made a man out of me, that put some hair on my chest, that made me grow up hair. Yeah. And I really felt like God was testing me. This is when the faith first part of the show comes in. I feel like God was testing me like, you say you want a podcast, you say you want to do this, let me see. Let me see how you going to get frustrated when your sound ain't right. Let me see if you're going to give up and throw in the towel. If you're going to scrap this interview and tell this lady you basically wasted her time. Because I was so close to interviewing Danielle and her people like, hey, sorry, interview didn't come out great. The sounds, da. I said, no, you're not about to do that. You're not about to do that. You're going to sit here and you're going to figure it out. And baby, did I figure it out. And even when Sean couldn't hop on to help me, it was one of the things like, maybe it's something I got to go through myself. Maybe this not a journey I'm supposed to take with nobody to teach me nothing. I have to learn this myself. And looking back on it, I'm glad it happened that way. Because now when I do get to paying people for sound and audio quality and all that, you can't tell me what can't be done. I've done it. Either you can't do it or you don't want to do it. Either way, you can't be a part of this team. Over here, Charlee Please. So yeah, y'all. It's been a week. It's been a week. I am just glad that I was able to recover from that. And I just, man. So yeah. So I want to get into today's episode because y'all done been in my business now. I want to get into today's episode with something that I had a moment with. Okay, let's talk. I had a moment, and by moment, I mean, I almost got on this app and said entirely too much, and it made me realize something. That not everything I'm thinking, not everything I'm creating, not everything that I'm trying to process deserves to be said or spoken out loud. And having ADHD, or if you have ADHD or you're just a creative, sometimes we process out loud. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we we're so quick to get an idea, be like, oh, what you think about this? What you think about that? I was thinking about doing this, thinking about doing that. And I'm just kind of like, hmm. So we're going to talk about ADHD, oversharing, and how sometimes you just got to keep some stuff to yourself, even when it's hard for you to sit on it. I do know that with having ADHD, that my brain is not linear. A lot of times with ADHD, when I have thoughts or creative processes, it's rare that I have a moment that say, okay, let me sit on this, let me circle back. You know what I'm saying? With ADHD and being a creative and naturally oversharing, it's just kind of like, let me say it right now before I forget. And then you have those moments of intrusive thoughts, okay? Baby, it's a lot going on upstairs. And the problem is, being that I am a creative, the first instinct is to not sit with it, is to express it. You know, I have a thought in my head, and the people I call my counselor, whatever, I call them, what you think about this? What you think about that? You know what I'm saying? And I will say in those spaces, that is safe to do. You know, I let them read stuff I've written. I show them graphics before I show everybody else. I can tell them stuff, and they have been, for a year in this space, they have been my trusted sources. They have been people, I can tell them what I got going on, and it don't get leaked. It don't get repeated. It don't do none of that. And nor do they try to, you know, mimic or beat me to the punch of doing something, right? But I've also noticed too, being amongst other creators who are not, you know, so close knit with me, you can say stuff sometimes that, hey, you done gave somebody your whole blueprint, baby. And you thinking you just talking out loud, and you thinking you just, oh yeah, because I was thinking about doing this, and I heard you can do this, and that's their project now. And I don't think when people do that, they're being malice. I don't think there's any ill intent at all. What I do think is that you're the one who to spark an idea. And now they got the chance to take off and run with that thing and make it theirs before you even got a chance to touch it. And I am learning that I need to pull back some of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to always assume positive intent. I'm never going to think nobody's out to get me. I'm never going to think that, oh, this person is doing this, doing that, da-da-da-da. It's like, no. But I'm talking and I'm sparking the minds and ideas of other people that never would have thought of these things before. And before I get a chance to execute, you know what I'm saying? It's a thing now. And I remember this thing my daddy used to say when I was little. He said, don't never let your left hand know what your right hand doing. They don't need to be on the same page sometime. And it's kind of hard, man, because again, the way my brain works, if I don't say something out loud, I'm not going to remember it. And a lot of times I say things to people so they can remind me that I said it. I do it to Nisha all the time. I'll be talking, I'm like, remember I said that, put a pen in it. Make sure I go back to this, and I'm always doing that. But that's a safe space for me to do that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm learning that I can't do that with everybody in certain situations, because now, you know, it's a whole thing. And I would like to say it's hard for me because I tell people all the time, I'm an open book. I don't mind sharing ideas. I love collaboration. I love community. I love linking with people. I love, you know, bouncing ideas off of people. But I have to learn that sometimes I just have to kind of sit on what I'm doing. I can't process in public. I can't say the thing that I want to do to the masses until I'm actually sitting down and doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because now it becomes oversharing. You know, now, you know, my ideas are being exposed, or I'm over explaining, or, you know, what I'm saying might be misunderstood and I have to clean it up. I have to just sit on it. And I think sometimes I say things out loud because some of my thoughts are anxiety filled and I'm trying to get the reassurance that it's going to work. Some of it is fear because I don't want to feel like I'm crazy. And a lot of times it's just noise. You know what I'm saying? But I'm learning that I need to find a perfect balance. I need to find a way to be okay with being okay, because oversharing essentially will cost you. It will cost you peace sometime because you have to manage reactions. Um, it might cost you a narrative because, you thinking like, oh, I said this first and now this person's doing it. And it's just like, no. And again, you just don't want to get a sauce away, because if you're constantly thinking out loud, and even if you posting stuff on threads, you're doing it in real time. You're not just sharing your feelings, you're sharing strategy. You're sharing things that were supposed to be built in private. You know what I'm saying? And do know the internet is watching. The people that you're in close proximity with is watching. So now what's happening? You know what I'm saying? You can say something like, oh, I was thinking about doing this. I might start this. I want to create this. And now it's done. It's gone. It's out the door. You know what I'm saying? And now you feel it in your chest like, dang, that was my idea. But was it? Because once you released it out into the wild, it was no longer yours. You put it up for grabs. That can be frustrating, you know what I'm saying? Because you kind of know where that came from, how the idea got sparked, and you know what you wanted to do with it, but you gave it away too early because you couldn't do this. You couldn't be quiet. You couldn't sit on it. And it's not intentional, you know what I'm saying? Because again, you just trying to see if you're on the track with what you're thinking or whatever. But sometimes you have to sit on your own beliefs that it's going to work without the outside opinions of people. You know what I'm saying? And when I say people, I'm not talking about your trusted sources. I'm just talking about in the room full of people that's doing the same thing that you're doing. Sometimes you just have to say, hey, I'm going to do this. And if it work, it work. If it don't, we go back to the drawing board. You know what I'm saying? So I have to find better ways to not process out loud. Because what I think is a listening ear or somebody hearing me out isn't always that. People will study you. Some people will take notes. And some people go bar for bar with your thought processes. And that's hard to realize sometimes, because if you know me, I'm a yapper. I just talk and I'm just sharing. I'm just thinking out loud. And now they building. You didn't gave them the foundation. All they got to do is put the walls and the roof and the windows in, baby. And boom, mansion. And I will say this is where discernment has to kick in. Okay. I don't believe I've run into people who have been malice or who have tried to, ruin me or try to take what's mine. I do not honestly wholeheartedly believe that. At least the people I'm connected to. I don't think so at all. But discernment has to kick in when you're talking to the masses or putting things out there, because you have to realize early on when you're a creative that everybody is not your sounding board. Everybody is not your safe space. And everybody that's listening is not listening for you. They're listening for themselves. And you have to understand that you cannot overshare in certain spaces, in certain rooms, because there's a cost to that. You know what I'm saying? It's an emotional cost. It's a mental cost. A lot of times it could be a financial cost. You ever hear somebody say, man, I was talking about this idea to this person and I was putting all my money into this, and because this person had more money, they beat me to the punch and got the patent to it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to find myself on the side of that. So I'm just trying to move a little different. I'm not trying to be so guarded. I'm not trying to be fake with people, but I just have to be more intentional. I can still be honest about, what I got going on and what I'm working on, but I have to figure out when the time is to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because everything don't have to be said in real time. Okay? Everything doesn't have to be posted or, oh, I'm working on this. Can't wait for y'all to see this. And, oh, man, I can't wait for y'all to. And I think that's part of the reason, too, why I don't announce who's coming on Oh, Charlee Please. If y'all notice with Oh, Charlee Please, y'all get a flyer the day the episode drops. Now, that's one thing I do. I keep my guest list a surprise, baby. I do not. And I didn't even intend for it to be that way, because people are gonna book who they want to book for their show. But for me, I was like, I want to know if people really rock with me. If you showing up every week to rock with me, that's number one. Number two, I don't want to book the same roundabout people that's doing the thing, right? Because sometimes, we'll see an author then went live or did interviews 17 times in the same week. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want that. I don't want that. So that's why with old Charlee Please, and a lot of times that a marketing expert would tell me that ain't good marketing. You need to build up anticipation as to what's about to happen on your platform. And I'm like, no. If they come, they come. If they don't, they don't. Okay? Because it ain't always guaranteed to be no people over here. But I say that to say, that's the one thing I have learned to keep myself. I don't tell nobody who coming until you see that flyer. If you see that flyer, that's who gonna be on the show. The flyer drop on Tuesday morning, and y'all gonna say, "Oh, so." And if you don't see a flyer, that mean ain't no damn guest. Just what it is, okay? I will say that what I've been doing though, I have been utilizing my notes app a lot more to get out my ideas. I want to get back to journaling. As well, because I want to see if I feel the same way about these plans and ideas that I have. Because sometimes we could think of something and I know I'm ADHD, baby. I will hyper focus on something. I will focus. And it's like, let me sit on this. Let me talk to myself about it. Let me sit on. Let me pray on it. Let me run about my trusted sources to see if that's still gonna feel good. But I think for me, I'm just kind of learning to sit with it. And it's so hard, y'all, because I just like to share everything. Oh my God, I thought of this. Oh my God, I'm doing this. Oh, did you see when I did that? Oh, da, da, da. And I don't do it to everybody. I don't. But you know, if I feel like if I'm in a good enough space, or I'm just say I'm on Threads, man, I thought about painting a rainbow today. I can't get mad if I see 50 rainbows on the timeline later on in the day. I put the battery in people's back to start painting rainbows now. I should have just did it. And that's what I want y'all to take away from all this. Don't tell people or the masses what you're going to, just do it. Just do it. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's it. That's all. Because everybody don't need a preview to what you're building. Some things need to be fully formed and executed and then revealed, because the timing of an idea matters just as much as the idea. Okay? Just because you thought it doesn't mean you should announce it. Okay? Lord Jesus. Now, I don't have all the answers, and this may not have added value to anything, but I'm starting to realize that in order to keep things for you and to see it grow and to nurture it and to water it, you have to just keep it to yourself, okay? Because you want it to last. You want your hard work to not be in vain, and you don't want nobody to beat you to the punch with your ideas, because it don't feel good to see that somebody else has executed your plan because you couldn't keep your mouth closed. You know. So if I leave you with nothing else, I will leave you with this. Make sure that you are being aware of who you share things with. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of the areas and the spaces and the communities. And just do you. If it's on your heart to do it, then just do it. I will leave you with that. Oh, child. Y'all know we at that 35-minute mark, baby. Y'all know these solo episodes don't be long, baby. They do not be long. Oh, let me tell y'all these two things before I get up out of here. So I don't let y'all much in on my dating life because it's pretty much non-existent. I'm not a man hater. I'm not a man basher. I'm never gonna be that. Do men do silly stuff sometime? All the time. However, let's just say I had some old work hit me up. And this person has this thing that they want to hit me up every 2 to 3 years and talk about the coulda, woulda, shouldas. And we should have did this and I could have done that. And it's just like, I've gotten to the point with this person to where I'm just over it. Like, don't sell me wolf tickets. I don't care. Like, we didn't end on bad terms. We just literally just ended, right? So we take a picture downtown Memphis maybe 3 years ago now. That's how long it's been. Picture looks great, by the way. Amazing picture. And we look like a very happy couple, right? And the person sends this picture to my inbox, is like, dang, I think about this night often. I think about what could have come of this. We should have da-da-da-da. And I'm just sitting there like, why do you consistently do this? Like, at this point, it's an annoyance. Like, I didn't know if they wanted me to go down memory lane with them so they could have a cheap shot of dopamine so I could be like, oh, yeah, that was a fun night. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So I'm just kind of like, okay, so what? You not about to change the situation. You don't live here. I don't live there. What are you doing? Oh, well, I mean, is there still a chance? And I was just like, well, that depends on you. I said, let me ask you this, though. You keep asking for chances. What stopped you before from pursuing anything? The distance. Here's the thing, y'all. I've been in Dallas 10 fucking years. They've been where they've been for 10 plus years as well. Now, a wise man once told me, which is my father, that if a man really wants you, he gonna find his way to you. All right? That's just what that is. Hold on, y'all. I got something to do. Can't be on camera looking like that. So I was like, well, if it's the distance, if you don't plan on relocating, then why are we having this conversation? Why do you don't want to move? I'm definitely not moving. So why, I don't know if this person is looking for cheap shots of dopamine, if they want me to go down memory lane with them, but it is annoying at this point. It is so annoying. I have nothing else. And I'm not mad at this person. I don't have any bitter feelings towards this person. But stop hitting me up talking about what happened yesteryear. We're not there no more. We tried it. And it didn't work. And do know that ain't the first time that me and him have tried to do whatever we tried to do. But stop hitting me up like it's going to be different. No, I don't want to walk down memory lane. Just look at the picture and move on. Don't contact me. You've had more than enough time to try to come see me or make something work, or we can make life arrangements or get a job, whatever. I'm almost 40 years old. You don't have to lie to me, baby. We done. You know what I'm saying? I don't hate this person, but it's just like, dang, leave me alone. I don't want to deal with this no more. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that was that. If you are following me on Substack, you know that it's going pretty good over there. I have decided on a pen name because the people told me I need a pen name, and my pen name is going to be Charlee Crown. You have heard it here first. If you ain't already heard it over there, second. So that's what we going with. That's what we rolling with. I will be dropping part 4 to my short story soon. And I'm gonna see what this looks like. I don't have all the answers. Don't ask me tomorrow what the answer, what the plan of this is going to be. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I ain't got a plan to the first. Okay. I'm doing the best I can with what I got. I'm a single daughter that works too hard, who loves her mom, and she never stops. Okay. that's all I know. That's all I know. So I am excited about that. Make sure you get over there and subscribe to the Substack. I got some cool things happening over there. And it's amazing, sweetie. It's amazing. Okay. Ooh, child. All right, y'all. Well, this is at the 40-minute mark. I want to thank y'all again for rocking with me. Do know there are more special guests to come. I'm not saying a thing. There are more things from Charlee that's to come. I'm not saying a thing because Charlee knows how to shut her mouth going forward. You just got to see it when you see it. Okay? As usual, I want y'all to take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Know that I love you. Jesus loves you. Even when you get cussed out by me or anybody else, the world still loves you. But now, thank you for tuning again to another episode of Charlee Please, where it's faith first, shade second. Again, make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube. Make sure you are subscribed to all platforms where you get your podcast. And I love y'all. Goodbye.